Hi everyone, it's Nicole and I have another layout using the July Valley High Studio Calico kit, and I also pulled in some of the stuff that I had put aside to use with this kit, and here's some of the products that I might be using. I had pulled, and a lot of it is from the kit, and these were the wood veneers from the kit and the green dots, and I'm going to use some of that October afternoon paper. And I believe the one underneath is American Craft. And then just a green piece of cardstock that was either in the add-on or the more cardstock pattern paper. So I'm just looking at different. I had a couple options for the pictures and I decided on that one there. And the 6x6 pattern paper came from the card kit. And this is the only month that I ever bought the card kit, and I had the 6x6 pattern papers, and I don't do cards, so I knew that I would use the pattern papers for scrapbooking. So I'm going to use 2 of the sheets. And even though it's tempting to buy the card kits, like I said, I'm not a card maker, and for me to pay $30 for basically that's what I'd be paying for the 6x6 pad. So I did like the stamp set that month, so that was one of the reasons I got it, and plus I had $10 off, so it ended up being $20. So then I didn't mind buying it at that point. So I'm cutting that October afternoon paper into smaller pieces, and I cut a doily in half, and I am going to move them around here, and then I'm just going to use my scissors and cut around that October afternoon paper again. I had taken, to show you which papers I was using, I had taken a full sheet of that October afternoon paper, but then I remembered that I had scraps, so I went into my scraps and grabbed those. And I'm going to play around with the layers a little bit more because the doily ends up being on the left side at the top of the layout, and the other one ends up being at the right side of the layout. And then I had these scraps left over from another layout, and it's sort of almost looks like it's either cork or wood, and I thought where this was an apple picking photo, it worked really well with that. So I just want to bring in some brown, because I'm going to put another layer in behind my photo here very soon. I don't know if I'm looking for the bag right now, but what I'm going to end up doing is just using one of the bags that the Studio Calico kits come in, and I'm just going to put some splatters of ink all over, and then I'm going to cut them out. I guess that's not what I'm doing right now. I'm looking for some tags that I might add onto this page. So at this point, the layers are the way I want them, but now it's just a matter of, adding the little tidbits that kind of finish off the page. And those green enamel dots came from a previous Studio Calico kit, and I'm going to use them on this page. And this is the 11th layout using the July Studio Calico kit, and it took me 1 hour and 37 minutes. And if you want to see some still pictures, you can go to 2 Peas in a Bucket or Studio Calico in the members gallery. Look for Nicole Jones 911. You can go on Pinterest, and I have the link 2 places on my YouTube channel, on the bar where it has your photo to the bottom right, and also in the About tab. I'm also on Instagram, and I hadn't been there forever. I think it was like almost a year, and I kind of reactivated my account. So I'm going to try and link it up too on my YouTube channel. And I'm also on Twitter, and everything is Nicole Jones 911. So everything is going to be easy to find. And I plan on adding just regular photos on Instagram, but also pictures of my layouts. So if you want to join me there, that's a few places where I'll have my layouts. And now I'm looking for some twine that I might use on this layout. And Celine had, gave me a challenge to use the twine in different ways. So this time around, I'm going to use them on the buttons. Instead of using my regular white thread, I'm going to use the green, I have the green floss out. I'm even going to tie it, but I find green on green buttons really didn't show. So then I'm going to take out some red twine and do it with that. Okay, so I stopped the recording because there was like 3 minutes of doing nothing. I think I just walked off and forgot to turn off the camera and forgot to come back. And so anyway, I just deleted that. And now this is where I took those bags that the kits come in, and then I took one of my Hero Arts, I think it's Red Royal it's called, and I'm going to cut around it. But then I find it is I inked it up too much. So I'm going to take this back side of that, and then I'm just going to ink it up a little bit. And I like that much better. Because I wanted to see some of the craft, because then it kind of brought in why I had put some of that paper that looked like wood, or it added another craft element to the layout. I'm just going to take my scissors and just roughly cut around it. And then I'm going to start gluing everything down. I'm going to glue it to that first sheet. And then I want to add some ink to all the pages. And I'm going to use my Cup of Joe ink from Hero Arts. And I'm going to take a sponge and sponge them all up. Now, while I'm doing that, I just want to let you know I've uploaded 5 videos today, and most of them are hauls. And a lot of them are for my December daily kit, like the stuff that I'm gathering and getting in. And I want to let you know I'm going to be starting a series for the December daily kit. It is my first time doing a December daily. And I've had a couple of people on my Facebook group saying that it is their first time too. And so I just want to do a series, to kind of, I'm no expert. It's going to be my first time, but I know I'm going to have fun with it because I'm so excited to get it started. So I'm going to give you my step-by-step of what I'm going to do, the products I'm going to be pulling, how I'm going to organize it on my desk. And I've already started, so I'm hoping to have the first videos starting to go up December 1st. And I plan on, start clicking away with my camera and my iPhone and really keeping track of what December is like for us in my household. So I just want to let you know that. Now I'm going to get back to the page here. So now that everything is inked up, I'm going to start working on putting the page together. So at first, I kind of put the doily so it was kind of on one side, but I'm going to decide I don't like that. But I'm going to move the top of the layout instead of the bottom of the layout. So that's basically the base of my layout, and then the rest is the embellishment. And for me, that is probably what I spend the most time on. Up to this point, the layers of the papers really kind of just went. And then now what I find is getting into pulling out the stickers and the bits and pieces of paper, or digital prints, or the little tidbits that I'm going to add to the layout. That seems to be what takes up the most time for me. And that's why I started, I found the last few layouts, and maybe that's why I'm struggling. I'm trying to put them where they're going to go on the page as I'm getting it. And I hadn't done that in a long time. What I had started to do was just basically go through my stuff, and if I decide, okay, this time I want to go with red and green, pull everything that's out that's red and green and just kind of stick it in the middle of the page and go from there. And as I'm doing the recording, I'm noticing that the last few pages, I'm kind of trying to put it where it goes as I'm putting it down on the page, and maybe that's why I'm finding that I'm struggling a little bit more. So I got one more page done after this one. So I don't know if I did that for that or not, because I didn't even realize till this very moment that that's what I'm doing. So the next layout that I start right after I'm done this voiceover, I'm going to make sure that I don't do that, because I think that's why I'm struggling so much. So now everything was square, so I wanted something that was round. So I took that October afternoon paper and I punched out 3 circles, and I'm going to put it, with the 3 embellishment clusters. So I'm going to have one at the bottom right, one at the top left, and then I'm going to put one at the left of the photo right there. And I just want to talk a little bit about, while I'm gathering stuff, a little bit about the photo. And this is 2 of my kids with their nanny, and this is my husband's mother. And his parents, his mom, his dad passed away a year and a half ago. And his mom, or his parents, are quite a bit older than my parents by about 30 years. Because his mom had him when she was really kind of older. She was 46 when she had him, which is kind of funny because my mom's mom had her when she was 46. And so his sisters are quite a bit older than him. His older sister is 16 years older than him, and his second sister is 12 years older than him. And we kind of had our kids like that too, because my son and my oldest daughter are 12 years apart. Anyway, all that to say, his mom is quite a bit older. In that photo, she's 90 this year, so she's 88 years old. So anyway, we went with, okay, I had to start that over again because I had a coughing fit. So we had taken her and my mom and my stepdad and my kids and to take family pictures. And I've always called her the spring chicken. I remember when we met 20 years ago, my husband, over 20 years ago, she would have been in her 70s then. And I used to go for walks with her. And at first I was like, well, I got to walk kind of slowly because, she's almost, in her 70s. And we'd come back from the walk and I'd be like, exhausted, and she'd be still, had pep in her. It used to make me laugh so hard because she had all this energy. So here she was, 88 years old, when we went and took this picture, and I caught her in a ladder, or on a ladder, up in a tree, getting apples. And I was like, maybe you shouldn't be up there. And so I just wanted to, scrap a picture of my kids with her, and kind of, I'm going to tuck a journaling card later on there. You're going to see I'm going to tuck a journaling card at the top, and I'm going to write about, how I caught her on a ladder, and I just about had a heart attack, and she was like, don't worry, I'm fine. And so I just wanted to share that with you because I thought that was so cute. And so this is where I threaded the twine into my buttons and tied little bows. And now I'm going to work on the rest of the layout. I thought maybe, I would try to kind of put some of the green twine also kind of messy on the page, but I really didn't like the look of it because it already had twine on it. So I'm going to go as far as glue it down, and I'm just going to rip it off because I don't like it. And also I'm going to put the enamel dots, and I'm going to splatter it with ink and all this stuff. And then after I was all done, I realized that I hadn't used some of those green and white stripe enamel dots that I showed at the beginning of the video that came with the kit. And I want to use them because there was not a lot of green in this kit, and I want to make sure that I at least use some of them. So you're going to see them on the final pictures. So I'm going to, like I said, glue them down, and then I'm going to even do the bally thing that I like doing, and I'm going to glue them all down, and then I'm going to rip them off the page because I don't like them at all. And I had a few questions about what I splatter the page with, and I think I'm going to do a short video just to kind of explain a little bit more. But what I use is either Glimmer Glaze from Tattered Angels. There's also Glimmer Mist from Tattered Angels. There is the Heidi Swap. What's it called? Color Shine. There is some from October Afternoon, and they're called sprinklers. And I don't spray them with the spray nozzle. What I do is I just take it out and then I just tap it. And the Glimmer Glaze comes with a little paintbrush. And again, I don't use the paintbrush. I just tap it and then it makes little splatters. But like I said, I'm going to try and do like a quick video, a few minutes, and maybe to kind of show what I mean. So now I want to add another layer of color in behind that green pattern paper that I had put on the page. So I used my postal punch from Fiskars. Nope, EK Success. And I'm going to punch out a border, and I'm going to lift up that border that was stuck down. And I'm going to glue it down right there at the top and the bottom, and just adds another layer of colors, and it just kind of makes it so that the rest of the layers kind of pop off the page. I just kind of found it was kind of blah, and I just wanted to add some colors. Also, I wanted to know, I mean, if you're watching this, obviously you watch YouTube, scrapbooking videos, and I'm a huge fan. I'm always, even when I'm scrapbooking, I'm watching YouTube videos. And I was wondering, what do you guys prefer? Do you prefer a YouTube video where they have music playing in the background, or do you prefer the voiceovers? So I was just want to do a little survey and see what you guys thought. I personally prefer the voiceovers because I like to hear about people's why they chose a certain thing, or even what the picture meant to them. I like to know a little bit about the person, I guess. Because I find that after a while, I call people my YouTube friends. And so I'm just wondering what you guys thought of that. So if you have any thoughts on that, just leave a comment, and just curious. So this is where I'm going to add some enamel dots in the 3 embellishment clusters. And I had cut two from that October Afternoon paper, those little flower, and it looked like stamped little images. And that's why I chose that postal border too, postage border, because of those little stamp, because those little stamp had those little edges for the postage stamp. So I thought that was great. And also I added some of that green washi tape with the arrows, and I'm going to end up putting it so that it is pointing towards that cluster. I didn't find that horizontally that I really liked it. And now I'm going to change the color of those thickers that we got in this month's kit. And what I do first is I take my Hero Arts daubers in the white, or dauber in the white, and then I ink them up. I dry it with my heat gun, and then I put on a second coat, and then I'm going to dry it again, and then I change them in whatever color I like, and I really, really enjoy that. And the color I'm using today is Green Hills from Hero Arts, and I think I have about 6 of them. I need to go and see if there is any more colors, because I really, really love them. I love changing the colors. And I like to put a couple of coats, and I like the white in behind because then you don't have that cork color in the back of them. And I know like the whole point of the cork is to have that color, but I like this texture of the cork, and I don't think you get that on the video, but in person you really get the color, not the color, the texture of them. And now I'm going to use some October Afternoon, and I think I've already pulled them maybe and put them with, nope, they're called Red and Cream, and they're sticky keys from October Afternoon. And I'm going to be pulling those and putting them with my December daily kit. And then I pulled a tag that came in this month's kit. I added some red twine to it, and I hid it in behind the doily, because that's where I'm going to put my journaling. And not because it's anything personal, it's because I have so much going on the page that I didn't have room for any journaling. So I want to make sure that I had room for journaling. And I did end up using a couple of the wood veneers that did come in this month's kit. One of them says autumn, and it means fall, and where the pictures were taken in the fall, I thought it would be a great place to use that. And I also added some sequins, some red sequins, and I don't even know if I did that once the camera once I was done the page, and I think so. I think I did it the same time as I put the green and white enamel dots. So be watching for that in the still pictures. And now I'm showing you some still pictures, and you can see the dots right here and the sequins that also came in this month's kit. So sorry if I was a little bit all over the place. The page is done, so thanks for watching. Bye.